Hi friends, in my last video I was demonstrating how I used my stamps, dies and clear embossing powders to create a bunch of plates and tiles that look exactly like ceramic tiles. I'll put a link down below in the description box in case you want to check out that tutorial. And today I'm going to show you how to add those tiles to your paper crafting projects. I'll be creating 5 projects today and I'll be using the 4 remaining tiles in the next tutorial. Let's start with the largest tiles. They are actually the easiest to use because you can create the card fronts out of them. I've die cut a circle the same size as my card and then I have created that flap. I'm going to apply some liquid glue onto it and attach it at the back side of my card. If you are using double-sided tape for it, make sure it's a strong one. So this circle card is 7 inches in diameter and it can be standing on its own and used as a tabletop decoration. This is how simple it is, and with a square tile it's even easier. You just have to make a card base which is the same size as your plate and attach a plate on top of it. I'm just making sure I'm sticking down the corners really well. By the way, cards like these can totally be mailed in envelopes. The next project is going to be a gift tag that can also be used as a wall hanging, and I'll be using this large circle plate for it. First of all, I'm going to create a tassel, so I'll be using this tool called Tassel Loom, and this one is by We Are Memory Keepers. Tassels are easy to make and they're a lot of fun to add to the projects. So I'm going to secure the thread like that, and then I'm starting to wrap the thread around the loom to create my tassel. Then I'm going to secure the other end and trim off the extra. You'll need 2 more pieces of twine to finish off your tassel. I'm tying up the first one around the iron rod. Then I'm folding over the tassel loom and I'm attaching another piece of twine. I'm just tying it up right underneath the rod. I'm inserting the scissors in those grooves and cutting the string. Then I took the tassel off the iron rod and trim off the excess twine. I'm going to decorate the tassel with a bead and then I'm going to tie it up to my tag using that little hole that I made in the beginning. Then all I have to do is to attach another piece of string at the top of my tag to be able to hang it. As always, the tools and supplies I'm using will be listed down below in the description box as well as on my blog. Since this tag is rather large, there's also plenty of room at the wrong side to add your personal message. You can tie this tag up to the handle of the gift bag and it's going to make a perfect decoration. And then of course the recipient can use the tag as a wall hanging. For this particular project I knew I was going to turn it into the tag, so I created 2 holes in it before glazing it. But I just wanted to show you that you can totally attach the tassel and the loop without any holes. You just have to place your tassel at the wrong side and secure it with the tape. Then you should simply add a die-cut circle at the wrong side and it's going to hide the twine completely. But I have decided to make this project even more fun by using a mirror sticker instead of plain cardstock. Those mirrors are plastic and they are meant to be used as wall decorations, but I think they are perfect for paper crafting projects. You can also add a few drops of essential oil before attaching the mirror, and this way this tag can be a little aroma diffuser too. My next project is going to be a trifold card. I'm going to use the outline die together with this lattice insert from Room Divider die set by Paper Discovery. I'm sending both dies through the die cutting machine to create a lacy panel. I will need 3 of those panels for this project. You can leave this panel completely see-through like this, but I have decided to add some semi-transparent background, so I'm going to use some parchment paper. But before I attach it, I'm going to fold all the vertical tabs to be able to put my card together. I have applied some strong double-sided adhesive onto 2 of the tabs, and I'm going to attach the panels to one another, and I'm using the grid on my mat just to place the panels straight. I didn't apply any adhesive onto the very last tab. That's because I'm just going to trim that off. I'm placing my project into the paper trimmer. Again, I'm using the grid to make sure it's straight, and then I'm pushing down the lever. Since it's going to be a trifold card, it's a good idea to trim off one more thin strip of paper to make this last panel a bit shorter. And this way you can fold it up easily and nothing's gonna get in the way. As I mentioned, you can leave the card as it is, but I'm going to add the parchment background, so I trimmed down the pieces of parchment to 2.5 by 6.5 inches, and I'm attaching them at the wrong side with the thin double-sided tape. If you don't have 1/8 of an inch double-sided tape, you can totally use your liquid adhesive. So this is how the card shape looks like, and now I'm going to add some decorations to the front of the card. I'm going to use a circle tile again, and just like before, I'm attaching a tassel to it. Tassels and tiles just seem to go together so well. I'm using the hot glue to secure the tassel, and then I'm applying more glue onto the tile and attaching it to the central panel. Those tiny star-like die cuts are actually negative pieces left from the lattice. I'll be using a few white leftovers from the panels, and I have also die cut just a few blue ones. I'm going to use 3 of them. I'm going to attach 3 die cuts at the center of my panel at the top part. It's easy to define the center because it's a geometric pattern, so I'm sticking down 2 white die cuts, one on top of another, and I'm placing the blue one at the very top, and this is how you can achieve some dimension. At this point, I felt like my decorations need a little bit something more, so I'm applying some tiny dots of adhesive in the center, and I'm attaching some small half pearls. And now my card is nearly finished, but as you can see, there is actually no place to add the message. So I've die cut this small panel using the die from the same room divider set, and I'm placing it in the center of my card and folding it down. Then, of course, the recipient can remove the panel with the message and use the card base as a decoration. You can totally place the tea light behind it because it's translucent and it can be standing on its own. So these were the 5 simple projects that I have created using the Faux ceramic tiles. I still have 4 tiles left, and I'm going to use them in one of my next tutorials to make a bit more advanced projects. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Have a beautiful week, and I'll be seeing you again really soon. Bye bye.